My studio is here, and it's located in a small village called Röstånga, south of Sweden, next to the woods. When I decided to move here, I passed on the street outside and I was like living 2 kilometers away from here. Then on the fence, it's a wooden fence, it was written in Swedish, "Alla ska dansa." Everyone should dance. And I was like, wow, that's a beautiful message, because that's what I do. I try to make music to create a space for people to dance and express themselves. And this house was kind of looking the same from the outside, but it was really kind of rotten and moldy and full of mice, and you couldn't really be here. So me and a friend in the village who helped me, we tear down the whole house, and then together with a carpenter we built it up and did really thick walls and kind of changed everything. And in the end I had to find a sound acoustic guy, and I found one called Claes Olsson, amazing old guy who really loves sounds and loves studios. So he came here, he measured everything and then made a plan what to build, and all the things here are bass traps and different diffusers and absorbers, and the roof was changed, and so this whole plan was his, and after that it sounds really amazing. The desk is kind of the centerpiece. That's how I do most of the arrangements. Everything is connected into that, both all the effects and the kind of compressors and this stuff, and also the synths and drum machines. And also in the computer I use Ableton Live as my software, and I have a little MIDI controller here to kind of activate different channels. So on this one I can kind of control the small volumes as well, and then activate what channel the push should be playing. So it's kind of a mix of a lot of outboard and analog together with software and digital. All around me I'm surrounded with bass traps. You know, if you have a bottle and you blow in the bottle, you create a tone, and that tone's frequency or tone height, depending on the amount of body, like, you know, when you put water into the bottle, you change the pitch. So that's the amount of space in the bottle in combination with how big the opening is in the bottle. These two creates the frequency when you blow in it. And these bass traps are made in the same principle. In the roof and the back here is, I think it's called BBC diffuser, they call it. The problem with a lot of materials is that they can kind of enhance certain frequencies and take away others, so you don't get a true and flat response. These ones are made so the frequencies go in and come out exactly the same. So it kind of, and it's a physicist from like 1850 or something, German, who invented this. So it's all calculated exactly a certain length to make this. So you get a pattern and then you have to build it. Roland 808 was my first drum machine. My father had it before I was born. So I had it in my childhood room together with a violin. I really love it. It's a really organic. And I use this MIDI interface from SND. It's Sebastian from Munich. It's really, really good if you have kind of old analog gear. It can trigger everything from DIN sync, MIDI, kind of it has everything, and you can separate it on different channels shuffle and move around the timing of the signals. So you can actually, like this, the 808 and the 303, you can't shuffle, but with that one you can give it a little groove and shuffle it. You can shuffle it insanely a lot, but you can also do it subtle. The drum machine from MFB, kind of a bit more raw and edgy. When I play live, I have a different setup. Some gear are the same, like Ableton, Push, and the looper are also in my live setup. But then I have another mixer, other effects, and other synths. The looper is a big part of my new live setup, and to really be able to kind of catch things and loop short things, and also kind of it's a way of, like, in the computer I can loop like soft synths and stuff easy. With that looper I can both loop sounds from the computer together with the analog sounds and kind of create new, like here, like from the jam I did. This was just a little, it was actually looping just a delay. So here I can trigger, then here's the looper I send out to the looper, and I can just decide what thing I should send to the looper. So this was just the delay return. So it was actually no sound, but just the effect. Then I loop that and I have it out here. But also I like, when I played, I looped the violin. This was a little, just hitting the body. I was looking at different loopers, and the problem I had was that I couldn't find one that synced with the computer. I needed one that was synced, and in the past even the old Boss and Roland loopers, they time stretched all the time to fit the MIDI. And time stretching in real time is not very good, so the quality, like you recorded something and then you took up the fader and it was like, ooh. But this one is, I don't know how, I think it's what actually I was requesting, that it just restarts every time. So the loops are never very long, so if you just always start in tempo with the rest, it stays in sync forever. So I have 5 channels, so I can record 5 different loops, and a little fader, so I can, and then I can actually start playing with this. So here I have a little pedal train with different stomp boxes, Moog filter, Moog chorus flanger, another analog delay, a distortion, small things to really kind of hands-on working with the sounds. And here I use then different keyboards. So right now it's my Juno 6er, which also I got from my father, that I had when I was my first synthesizer. And I still love it very much. Yeah, this is an analog filter, so I have it on one channel as an insert on the desk, so I can choose different things and send out, like, and then I send it out to this channel here. So if I take down the channel, you have no sound. And then the filter here, it's both a high pass and a low pass. I can. Yeah, filter it. If you have longer phrases, for example, if I do like this, I have for example, a 2-bar loop, and I record. Then I can also exclude different part of it. Now I'm just using the high one. So a filter is a good way, if you have a bigger sequence, you can start moving with just a few notes and kind of slowly bring in the whole pattern and then deconstruct it again, take it away. For me, making music and expressing myself with music is to do something I like and express that. I really love acoustic instruments and I love analog gear. They're very alive, and still to me, even though there are really good digital synths and softwares today, when I have very stripped back music, for example just listening to a pad, having an analog pad with analog gear, it's so alive. It's like someone sitting playing with a guitar or a real piano. It's so beautiful in itself, and I think that's a lot about the frequencies are just so alive. The digital world is an analyze, it's something trying to copy that is alive, but it's not alive itself. That's the weak thing with the digital. The very positive thing is that it's very accessible. I think it's good and bad with both, and I try to use and express myself with the beauty of them.